So, as we promised last time we were here, because we take long breaks like you guys are just waiting around for us, we were going to talk about how we met. So, we finna get this in.
Is that right?
Yeah, let's tell the secret about how you stalked me. Let's go ahead.
You got to start the story. Story starts with you.
Okay, the story starts with me living in Missouri, Lee Summit, Missouri to be exact. And this is going to be a minute. You guys know I don't like long, drawn out things, but this is going to be a minute. So, of course, I was doing my writing, so I had book signing events and also the motivational speaking events, and I worked a full time job. So I was getting money, I was doing all right. And I lived in a beautiful condo and wanted to buy a house. So I've been looking for a house, finally found a house, and I was supposed to sign on this house. I had taken off 5 days to pack the condo me and my daughters lived in, and it was a lot of work. We had piano, it was 3 stories, it was a lot. So I took off all this time, packed all by myself, packed up everything, and the day I went back to work, I get one of these taps on my shoulder, turn around, like, yeah, and it's like, hey, can you come with us? I didn't know the people, but it was HR. So I go with HR, and there were several other people going too. So I don't know what's going on. They take us to a big room and let us all know that company's not doing so well, and all of us were being put off on. Is it called leave when they really fire you, but they don't
Laid
want to say
off.
you're fired?
They
We were
call it
laid
layoff.
off. Yeah, we were laid off. So I need to back up just a little bit. Before then, um, I had met a lady at one of my book signings. I had met a lady, it was her niece. Her niece knew who I was. She had seen me on TV. She was like, oh my God, your aunt, that's Sonia Artist. Oh my gosh, I want to meet her. So the aunt had brought her over to meet me. And the aunt said, I'm not much of a reader, but I'll buy one of your books. So she bought my books. Anyway, the aunt had found me on Facebook and had reached out to me and asked, could she take me to lunch? And I was thinking, okay, I don't know this lady. So I told her, well, my calendar, I responded, my calendar's really full. So I can't do that. So I forgot that part. So back to HR, can you come with us? So, hey, you're all laid off. I get in my car and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they laid me off. But, it's not so bad. I still got my book signings, I still got my speaking engagements, and I'll get another job. My phone rings, and it's the place I'm getting the house from, and they're like, "Oh my God, we're so sorry, but you make too much. We hadn't something went wrong, but the house, I didn't even know there was a such thing, but you could only make so much money to live to buy these houses, to buy this house." And I was like, "You got to be joking." And so I just got fired, just lost the place I was going to move in, had taken off all those days to pack up my stuff. So I called the guy who I was renting from because I was renting my condo, and he was like, oh, so sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, I already promised the place to somebody else. Paperwork's done. Matter of fact, you got to be out on time.
Mm.
So lost my place, lost the place I thought I was going to move into, lost my job. I'm driving home and my phone rings. My phone rings. So apparently I gave the lady my phone number, and it was the lady. And she said, can you go out to lunch with me now? God said you have time.
Wow.
He said he cleared your calendar.
Mm.
I burst out crying. And I'm not a crier. If you know me, I am not a crier. I burst out crying. So, yes, I met her for lunch. Didn't know her. Didn't know her. We meet in the parking lot, and she did tell me, I read your book. I'm not a reader, but I read your book in 2 days. I could not put it down. That book was so good. She ordered books for everybody for Christmas. So everybody in her family, so I had a box full of books for her, and I met her. It was snowing, and we took the books out of my trunk and put them in hers, and we go in to eat, and we're sitting there talking, and she's just shaking. I mean, her hands are shaking, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So she's shaking, and she looks in her purse, and she slides something across to me, and it was like a Oriental cloth wrapped up. I unwrapped it, had a beautiful gold and diamond necklace in it. And she said, God told me to tell you to wear that when you get married. I was like, married? I don't even have a boyfriend. I'm not getting married. And I told her I couldn't take it. And she kept insisting. And she said, I'm really nervous because anytime I try to tell somebody something God says, they think I'm crazy. So I just want you to know God told me to tell you he cleared your plate. There's nothing to hold you here anymore, and you're going to have to leave Missouri. God has a purpose for you somewhere else. I was like, okay, what? She was like, your husband is somewhere else, and just these great things for you, or you just got to leave Missouri. I'm thinking she's crazy anyway, right? So I have dinner, lunch with her. We have lunch, and I leave. Later on that same day, my phone rings, and it's a guy friend of mine, nothing but a friend, and he lived in Florida. And he was like, I really want you to move out here. I think you would love it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, is this my guy? Is this who my husband's supposed to be? Him? I've known this guy for 11 years. I'm not even attracted to him like that. Oh my gosh. So it was funny because I had done a book signing out here in South Florida, and I seen him. We hung out. We were cool. He was like, hey, one of the bros to me, and I was like, God, him. And I just felt so compelled to pack up and move to Florida, which I did. And yeah, just like I thought, I didn't like him. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I went and I found a place. And by then, him and I weren't even friends anymore. I didn't like him. He didn't like me. I didn't like his family, so on and so forth. And I was bored. I had no friends here, no friends. And so I joined Black People Meet. I joined Black People Meet, but I made it clear on my profile I'm not looking for, I know this is a dating site, but I'm not looking to date. I'm just looking for people to hang out with. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I just want somebody to hang out with, maybe go to movies with or go out to eat with, whatever, whatever. So I went on several different dates. I'm the type, you can't come to my house, I'm not going to your house. I'll meet you at the location. We'll go bowling or we'll watch a movie, we'll eat dinner, whatever it is, have a concert, then I'm getting my car, you getting your car. I did not allow anybody to come to my house, and I didn't go to anybody's house. And then I met him.
Mhm.
You want to tell your story up to that point, minus all the women and everything?
I mean, we met online.
Up to then.
We
Up to then.
set up our date.
No, up
And
to then.
up
Don't
to
get
what?
into the date. Get into what you were doing. I just told them everything that I was going through up to me moving to Florida. Besides hoeing, you can't really tell anything, can you?
I mean, what? I was just working and going. What you mean? So what up till then? I mean, I was dating. You know what I'm saying?
If you guys don't know my husband's definition of
Listen,
dating, go back and listen to
whatever.
previous episodes.
Listen.
It's not the same as my. When I say I was dating, I don't want y'all to get this confused. I literally wasn't even kissing guys, just so you know.
Whatever. Unlike her, I was dating. you know,
Totally different definitions.
and ran across her profile or whatever. I think I said hi. She said hello. And we were communicating online, and then eventually, of course, exchanged numbers. Talked on the phone. I don't know how long we talked on the phone before we went out on our first date.
I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks is my guess.
Yeah. So we go out. She came to the house.
I went to his house for our first date.
Mm, yeah, she came to the house. She was
Sound like you full of
she
yourself.
was expecting some things, yeah. Um, but she got out of the car, and when she got out of the car, I looked at her and I was like, man, this woman looked like she could be my wife. And that's really deep for me because I had never considered marriage before, ever. Um, and our first date, I remember when we were speaking over the phone, she was saying how much she liked the water. She likes, just she can't swim now. Yeah. So she ain't talking about being in no water, but she just liked the ambiance of the view of the water. So I kept that in mind. So instead of doing a typical traditional date, dinner, movie, I didn't do that. What I did was I decided to take her to this Cuban restaurant I knew um, for years, and I took her there, and then she likes fish. I like fish, so they fried us up these two whole red snapper fish. I mean, they were huge, hanging off the plate type of fish, and the whole fish, the head, the tail, everything. They fried two whole big red snapper fish, and I think they put it on top of maybe some Spanish rice or something. I can't remember what
No,
kind
it
of
was on
rice
the
it was.
side because I don't like rice. I would have
Okay.
had a fit. My food
Um,
touching.
but some rice,
French fries.
and it was fries.
Yeah, I had fries.
Okay, she
You might
probably
have had
had fries.
rice.
I know I ain't had no fries. But anyway, so we got the food to go, and then I took her over to Key Biscayne. Because Key Biscayne, of course, it overlooks it's on the water, but it also on one side you can see the Atlantic Ocean, and then on the other side you can actually see, you know, the the Miami city of Miami, downtown, background and lights and city lights and stuff. So this is just a beautiful scenery. So I figured she would enjoy, that scenery. So we sat out there, we ate, and we talked for hours and hours, you know, and it was our first date. And then from that point on, we pretty much was inseparable. We spoke every day, um, and then 2 days later she moved in.
Yep, the lies. I do want to back up and say, when I first moved to Florida, I was talking to Paula. That's the lady who told me, who gave me, we were friends now. We were friends. The one who gave me the necklace and told me I was going to wear it when I got married and that my husband was going to be where I went. So when I first moved to Florida, she called me one day and said, "Are you dating somebody?" And I said, "Well, I guess kind of, the guy here in Florida." And she said, "Oh, okay, congratulations." So we were talking. And I was telling her, I don't know, this is really weird to me because just not feeling him like that. So I want to see what
This
God's
the
trying to.
first guy now,
Yeah,
not me,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
y'all.
yeah, yeah. I was like, I'm not really feeling him like that. I'm just trying to see what God's trying to do because I don't know. So fast forward, and if you're one of the people who know me, I don't put anything on social media, nothing personal. So Paula calls me one day, and I'm on my way to his house. This is a couple of months later, of course, but I'm on my way to Q's house to see him. And she calls me and said, "Are you dating somebody new?" And I was like, "What are you doing? Stalking me? This is crazy." I hadn't told anybody. It wasn't on social media. We hadn't posted any pictures together. Nothing. Nothing. And we had only been dating maybe a month at this time, maybe a month. Um, and I joked with her. I said, "What are you doing, stalking me?" I said, "That's crazy that you would ask me that." I said, "Yeah, because, yeah, and I'm on my way to visit him." She said, "Sonia, that's the one. That's who God had you move for. That's going to be your husband." And I get to his house and I'm still talking to Paula and I'm telling him this story while she's on my phone. And then he tells me, "That's crazy because I was saying you're the one. I, I could see you being my wife." So it was just really crazy. But for Paula just to call me out of the blue when I'm on my way to his house and say, "Are you dating somebody?" and then tell me without me telling her anything about him. He's the one. I was almost like, "Are you sure?" Because he a little crazy. But she was like, "He's the one. He's the one." So that's the one God had you move for. That's going to be your husband.
Mm,
That was in 2013.
yeah, because I'm a macaroni.
Noodle. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, I had to back up and tell that story. So
Yeah, I got married in 2018, and here we are.
we were supposed to get married in 2016,
Mm.
October, but he tried his best to get out of that, had a car accident, almost died. So he was like, anything to get out of this marriage. I think I'm just going to hit this tree.
It ain't working.
I don't know if you guys watch like Twilight Zone or anything, because I'm a Twilight Zone fan. I watch the same ones over and over for decades now. But there's this guy, he wants this lady so bad, and she ain't paying him no attention, none. And he goes to somebody to get a potion for her to fall in love with him. But then he gives her the potion and she falls in love, but she's overbearing. Like she's overbearing. He can't breathe. She's all on him like this all the time. I love you. You want me to, I love you. And he just can't breathe and he ends up dying. And she's so distraught, she kills herself. He in heaven thinking I'm at peace finally. He walking around heaven like, yeah. And she just pops up. She threw herself out of a window. So her face is all jacked up in her mouth. And she was like, we can be together forever. That's us. The whole point. That's us. That's us. He tried to kill himself, y'all. He hit that tree. But I would have been like, well, now I got to go to heaven and catch him.
Oh, boy.
No, but it is a phenomenal thing because I do want to say I am an extremely ex-military. My dad was military. I had two older brothers. I'm the youngest. I'm the only girl. Um, I was raised to be very independent. I mean, very independent. Like, you don't depend on anybody ever for anything. You need it, you do it. If we can't do it for you, that's my brothers and my dad. If we can't do it, you do it for yourself. You don't depend on any guy, and I never in my life have. So it was extremely hard for me not to let a man be a man, but for me not to equal his energy in that manhood. That sounds weird, but you guys get what I'm saying. And that was probably the hardest part for me the first 10 years because relinquishing when all you know is taking care of yourself and doing everything for yourself and not answering to anybody. Even when you're in a relationship, I'm not answering to you. I'm not answering to you. You're not my husband. That was probably the hardest part for me, but I can also say it's the most rewarding because if it comes down to it and I got fired tomorrow, it would be on him to figure out what we gonna do, you know? If anything happens, it's on him to figure out how to fix it. So I have gotten used to that now of letting a man be a man and I get to fake and go on runs and not panic and stress and worry about the day to day.
Mhm.
I might quit my job tomorrow just to see how this works out for real, for real.
I just go back to the strip club.
Oh yeah, we call them jelly roll. If you ever come to South Miami, go to Tootsie's. Ask for jelly roll. He in the back.
Oh, jelly.
Silly. All right.
Yeah,
I'm good.
but yeah. So guys, that's pretty much our story. So if God, just listen to God, and if God send you a man, because that's one thing about a
Or
lot of you
woman.
women, God will send you guys a mate, and y'all don't want the mate that God sends you.
True.
Y'all want what y'all want. You want what the flesh wants. Because you'll pray to God, God, please send me, a mate, a man, a good man, a good woman, or whatever. And God will do that. And they can, they can be anywhere, whether it's the grocery store, at work or whatever. But God will send you that mate, and we often overlook that mate, for, like I say, for our own selfish reasons of what we want or what we think, uh, at least what we think we want, and it'd be a total disaster. And then you be cursing God, talking about, "Oh God, why, I know I asked for a man, or I know I asked for a woman, and you send this or this and that." And then God will be telling you, "Well, I did send you your mate, but you chose that person, not me. I didn't choose that person for you." Now, something, and let me tell y'all something now. God has a sense of humor as well. He will, send you the mate, uh, but you got to be very specific. When you guys are praying for a mate, you have to be specific, because sometimes God will send you a person, and they be all kinds of jacked up, and then God be like, "Hey, I just sent you what you asked for. I sent you asked for a man. I sent you a man." Now all them other issues he's got going on. So be very specific, with that.
Now I'm gonna say I don't think either one of us prayed for a mate.
No, 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 that wasn't the case.
I definitely didn't pray
Nah,
for
I
a mate.
didn't.
I didn't
Yeah,
even want one, so
yeah, yeah.
I just felt like I needed one.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for no wife either. I was too busy being a
He was too busy dating
macaroni.
all over the place. My husband asked me to cook for him and his friends last Sunday, and I cooked for him and his friends. And I'm the type of person, I'm not sitting around no guys. I'm going to excuse myself. So I did all the cooking, and I went upstairs and came back down for something. And they in here talking about he the last person. And all of them, they expected to ever get a wife. He like, yeah, yeah. I just shook my head and went back upstairs because
Yeah, me and my homeboys, we had some good old times back in the day, boy. I say we really enjoyed ourselves.
boorish behavior.
Yeah, you call it what you want. We had some fun in our day, boy.
Anyway,
Yeah, but yeah, guys, just like I said, that's our story, and we sticking to it.
this year. We'll see if we
Yeah,
got a better one next
yeah,
year,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And on side note, I got a haircut.
yeah.
I got a serious haircut. It's the first time I wore my hair straight, and since the cut, I think she did a fabulous job. So I just had to throw that in there.
Well, I got a cut too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They actually took the hair from his head and put it on
There you
mine.
go. And look at it.
Traded places.
All that good, healthy hair I gave up. See the sacrifices I make for you? She don't appreciate it.
Anyway, let's wrap this up.
All right, guys. So, that's our life story. That's how we end up sitting here talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't, and it'll be for the next at least 25 years.
Mhm.
I just gotta outlive him, y'all.
I gotta get me a shot on that one.
All right, until next time, the McQueen's out.
Yeah. See y'all next week.